This is a quick demo of Microsoft Shifts. So Shifts is an app in Microsoft Teams, and how it's integrated with Teams is that you'll have to be a owner or a member of a particular team to be part of that schedule in a shift. Now, once you click on Shifts and on the three bars here, you'll be able to create a new schedule, which will show you the teams that you are part of. And only the admins or the owner of the team can create the schedule, and members can only view. So here I have shift created for one of the teams that I am an admin of. And the different tabs here are the schedule, which shows the calendar UI for the shifts. In the request tab, we can submit different requests, including time off, swap, or offer. And then we have the settings. Since this is an admin interface, you can go in and set the time zone, the schedule on how you want it to start from Monday or Sunday. It's basically the calendar view. You can do the copying of shifts and all the different options that I'll just quickly cover later. And in the request, you have the option to customize options based upon your organization needs. So for example, if you want to call vacation something else, you can go in and edit it or delete it or add an option. The last one is the time clock. So for any first line workforce, the clinical staff, there is an option to go clock in for your shift, and it can be done both from the web interface as well as the mobile. So for the settings for that can be set up here by the admin, and the admin can then export the time reporting for salary purposes. Now coming back to the schedule, on the top here we have the clock in, clock out. This is where you can go in, click on clock in when you're starting your shift, and then just if you click on yes, it will begin accounting you for the shift time. Then we have an option to copy schedule. So we know that you build schedule in maybe months in advance or weeks in advance, and it's majorly the same schedule that's copied week over week or day over day. So instead of creating a complete new schedule for the week after or a month later, the option we have here is you can go and do copy the schedule for the existing week that you have completely built up, and then choose the week that you want to copy the schedule to. So once you choose the week, you can do copy one times or twice, and then include everything from the existing shift, that is the activities, time off, or you don't want to include the time off because it changes and the activities might change too. So you can deselect that. You can do the scheduled groups. So there are different groups, which I'll quickly cover. And you can also select which people's schedule you want to copy or not. And once you click on copy, it will copy the entire schedule to the next week or the week after. So now coming to the shift interface, what you see here is on the top, this column or box, you see the week total. So the number of shifts that are scheduled, and it shows the number of hours covered. So for each day here, you are able to view that this day there are 52 hours of schedule that's covered. So by clicking on it, I just change the week view to the day view, which you can change it from here too. So this is how you can see that all your shifts timings are covered and how many hours you have allocated to the shifts or schedule in per day basis. And then within the shifts, underneath this calendar tab, you have the add notes. So for every day, you can quickly add notes. Make sure to do blah, blah, blah. And then it will show on top of it. So for every shift there, you can add some notes that's the users can view. Now how we create and add schedules for different users here is you can go and create a group. So when you create a group, it will show something like this. So you'll see I have groups here called physicians, nurses, and it is all the clinical staff. So if there is another staff that you want to add and you change the name, you can go in here, rename the group, and call it something else. Or going on the top and create and add a new group. Once you have added a group, you can go in on the right hand side and add people in the group. Now, only the people that are part of that team will be available for you to be added in the group. Now, once you have added the people in different groups, you can come in and click on each box and add a shift to it. So there are two ways to add a shift. So first is on the top here, as you see, for each group, there is an option to have open shifts. So you can have multiple open shifts on every day for different times. And then you can use those open shifts to add it to different people's schedule. So for example, here on the top, on Sunday the 16th of August, I have 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Schedule open, and it's, as you will see on the top here, it says into three. So three shifts are available for that day. So I can just go on Just Breathe, going on this, this search, small search thing, and then go in and select the shift for that day. Or I can go in and add the shift to it. So how you can change this is you can go into the Just Breathe, add a shift, and you have the option to create a complete new shift. Give it some color codes. You have this all different colors that you can add to the shift. Select the member or create an open shift, and then select the timing, select a custom label. So if you want to call it a morning shift versus the time. So as you see on the top here, it will change the custom label to morning shift. You can also add breaks for lunch or tea break or coffee break and add some shift notes. And then you can also add certain activities to that particular shift that you want the staff to perform during that time. So in here, you can come in, name the activity, give it a start and end time if you want, and make sure you select if it's a paid activity or not. So once you have all of the things configured, again, right from here, you can also choose the group that you want to make this shift a part of, and then click on Save. Once you click Save, you will see that this shift has been assigned, and it's called Morning Shift to Just Breathe in this on this day. Now, another way to assign a shift to Just Breathe is from the open shifts. So how we can do that is we go to the open shifts and click on the three dots, and then click on either you can edit or add an open shift, or you can assign this open shift. So we can do assign and then click on Alan, since he does not has any shift on this day. And as you'll see quickly, this shift is assigned. Now, once it's done, as you will see in the open shift, the number has reduced from 3 to 2. So how you can build the shift schedule out, one way is to add the open shift here. Every day you have 10-15 shifts added, and then you can just keep on assigning it to users from the Assign tab. Or if there are different kinds of shift for different people, then you can go into that particular person and add a shift. Or you can also add time off, and that will give you an option to make sure that you if the admin or the manager knows when that person is off on that day, you can do that too. Now, once you have built all the schedule, you can go in and share it with the team. So what this button or tab does is it will share or publish out the schedule that you have built with the team. Now, as you notice, there are some changes to these shifts I made, and they have asterisk sign in front of them, versus other shifts don't, because other have already been shared out or published with the entire team. That's why this tab was disabled before. But as soon as I made some changes in the schedule, I have this option activated. Now let's see what happens. Once I click on this, it will give me an option of what days or weeks or months of schedule I want to share or publish it out to my team. I can select this week, and then I have the option to choose entire team. Or if I have just made changes to a few people, I can select those members only, so everybody does not get a notification. Once I click on share, it's out there published, the button is disabled, and then you have these shifts and the users can see it as well. Now, another option here is for many organizations, clinics have a lot of users or members. So to get into the view of each of those members, you might have to scroll down a lot. So if you click on the different options here, which we have provided you as filters, you can change the view. So for example, you can just view your own shifts, and this is available to the admins as well as members, or you can see the team shifts. And then you have some option of view by people or view by shifts, and then you can also see the different groups. Another option to filter is you can filter through the group. As I mentioned, if you want to just focus on the nurses, you can click on that. Or you can click on, I just want to see, what are the shifts that are available to Alan, and do that. On the top here, the three dots, if you click, it gives you an option to view the shared schedule. So if you click on it, it will show what schedule is being shared out. And if you want to recall a particular shared schedule. And also you have the option to export the schedule in an Excel sheet for any purposes like calculating salary based upon the number of hours that employee has worked. Or you can also import a schedule that's already built out in an Excel in a particular format and then import it onto shifts instead of coming in and building it out here. Now, if you are a new user of shifts and you have questions on how to create a shift or how to assign time off, you can go in here on the help option and you can ask questions and get quick answers within the Teams interface. Now, one thing that's left is the request. So when you come into the request, you have a couple of options. So first is and all the admin as well as the members will have the request option. So they can go and apply for a time off, select a vacation date, and then send the request. So let's do this. Send request. And this request will be sent to the admin or the manager of the schedule, and this is how it will show. And you can approve or deny it depending upon what you want to do. The next one is swap or offer the shift. Now, in both the cases, if a user or a member is not available for their own shift and they want to swap it out with someone else, what they can do is go into a shift schedule, select a particular shift, and then you have the option to select which member's shift you want to change your schedule with. Now, once you come in here, you can actually see that since the person who is changing the shift or swapping the shift is a physician, you would want to make sure you are swapping with another physician and not a nurse or an admin. So that's why you see that for every person, there is a group name mentioned right next to their shift. So by this way, you can scroll through and see who are the other physicians, click on the person's shift, add a quick note if you want, and send the request. And similarly, in the offer shift as well, you can select your shift, and then you'll have the option of selecting the other person that you want to offer it to and send the request. And that person will get the request and they can cancel or accept it, as this shows that I sent a request and it's pending approval from Megan. So once they accept, you will have the shift exchange done. This is a quick overview of shifts. Hope it was useful. Thank you.